Oh, hi. Welcome to my first ever YouTube offering. You're a little bit early, excuse me. I'm Will Burke, and this is Bond 00XL. Thank you for joining me today. I tell you, I'm beyond excited to share this video with you, the first of what I hope will be many from Bond 00XL, as we explore perhaps a slightly different take at times of the sartorial James Bond lifestyle. But before we get started on the review of the first garment, the fantastic Commando Sweater offered by N.Peal, I'd like to share with you a little bit about why and how this channel and my Instagram, Bond 00XL, was started in the first place. You know, like many of you, I've been a huge Bond fan most of my life. It started with the movies. The first I remember seeing in the theater was The Spy Who Loved Me, and I was totally hooked from that moment on. I mean, what's not to love, right? The exotic locations, the cool gadgets, the stylish clothing, the amazing automobiles, and yes, those beautiful, beautiful Bond girls. You know, I still vividly remember when the lovely Carolyn Monroe as Naomi, not Naomi, but Naomi, was piloting the helicopter and chasing Bond and the Russian agent, XXX. Bond was driving that stunning white Lotus Esprit, and in order to get away, he drives it onto a pier and off the pier into the ocean. Oh no, what have you done? You're going to ruin this amazing car. And then the transformation. That car, that Lotus, was transformed from a car into that underwater mini-sub that we now all know and love, and they just propelled off to safety. Well, not only was that car transformed, so is this 12-year-old little boy. And like I said, I was hooked and have been ever since. Now, when I say little boy, I don't exactly mean small. I mean, I wasn't little. I was a big kid, overweight, a fat kid, if you will. And I've struggled with that issue most of my entire life. I mean, I've always been active. I played on the high school football team, the high school tennis team, and always been very involved in martial arts. When I began high school, I was 5 feet 10 inches tall, 215 pounds, with a size 40-inch waist. And 4 years later, when I graduated high school, I decided to do something about it. I was still 5 feet 10 inches tall, but I was 135 pounds with a 29 to 30-inch waist. However, I guess much like Bond himself, I have to confess I always take a ridiculous pleasure in what I eat and drink. I still do. Now, currently at 57 years old, and for about the last 5 or 6 years, I remain, of course, 5'10", but between 230 and 240 pounds, size 40 to 42-inch waist, and a size 47, 48-inch chest. So while I've always loved the Bond style and the look, heck, I even purchased a tuxedo in high school. I got to wear it one time, maybe twice. While I love the look, I still frequently found myself asking, will that look good on me? Can I pull that look off? You know, I'm sure I'm not alone in asking these questions. Like most of you watching this, I have for years followed a gentleman by the name of David Zaritsky of the Bond Experience. David has been and continues to be an amazing resource for all of us in this Bond community. Heck, I affectionately refer to David, and respectfully, as the godfather of our community. So a huge shout out to David for what he's done and continues to do for all of us Bond fans. But I digress. You know, not too long ago, probably 6 or 7 months ago now at this point, I was excited to see a video from the Bond Experience with David and Harris Thomas of Dressing Like Bond. Now this video was something along the lines of Bond style by body type. You know, we typically see it characterized with 3 main body types. There's the ectomorph, thin, tall, dark, and handsome. And that was expertly represented by Harris. And then, of course, there's the mesomorph. The mesomorph, sturdy, strong, athletic. And that was expertly represented by David Zaritsky. And finally, the third body type is the endomorph. The endomorph is typically characterized by stocky, lots of fat, excess fat and muscle, and expertly represented in the video by. Well, you know, I must have watched that video 5 or 6 times. I watched it forward, I watched it in reverse, I slowed it down, but I still could not find the endomorph, the body type discussion that most closely resembles me. Of course, I say this in joking and good fun, but it really did get me thinking of becoming perhaps a voice for those in the community that are, as I like to say, vertically challenged. I mean, I'd be my ideal weight if I were 10 feet tall. I thought, should I put myself out there and give not only a voice to, but also a face, and yes, an extra large body to, Those of us larger framed individuals who want to live the Bond lifestyle and partake of the sartorial Bond stylings of these amazing Bond brands. And in fact, I think it's important, very important for these Bond brands that have been so supportive of us in the community in general. I think it's important for them to realize and appreciate that us larger framed individuals have this same desire to participate and show off their wares, to enjoy their garments. And not only that, we are, if you'll pardon the pun, a very large part of the market. We can look good in their garments, and we will look good in their garments, and we do look good in their garments. That's one of my main goals of this channel, is that you understand that you will look good in their garments. Continue to work on fitness. Fitness is important. We should all do that. Hashtag Bond25 Fitness Challenge. But don't let that stop you from appreciating and enjoying the Bond lifestyle now, and appreciate who you are now. But frankly, I filed all that away for a different day. I put it to the side and continued to consume as much material as I could from the Bond experience and from so many of you other wonderful content providers out there, from podcasts to YouTube to Instagram, etc. But what finally tipped the scale for me, excuse the pun, but what finally tipped the scale for me and made me decide to actually start producing content was basically twofold. And again, I have Mr. Zarinsky to thank for that in large part. Am I starting to sound a bit like a Bond experience commercial, maybe a non-paid spokesperson? Any event, I was watching another Bond experience video, and this video was the tour of the famed Burlington Arcade. David and a handful of his friends were there in London for the premiere of No Time to Die. And they were being given a tour of the arcade by a wonderful gentleman by the name of Mike Lord. Mr. Lord was, I think his title is a Beatle, and not the Beatles like the musical group, but a police officer that is stationed for the Burlington Arcade. And Mr. Lord, a wonderful gentleman, was talking to them about the arcade and the history of the arcade, the brands in the arcade, and specifically the Bond brands. And at one point he was talking about N.Peal. And he noticed, the Commando Sweater specifically about N.Peal, and he noticed that one of the gentlemen with David, I believe it was our very own Peter Booker from Tailors with Love fame, was wearing the Commando Sweater that he was talking about. And Mr. Lord said, "Oh, there it is." Well, I'll tell you what, let him tell you what he said. This is what he said.
And then, of course, we have N.Peal that providing with the jumpers that he wears within the arcade. I was just thinking there's one there. Look, there's one there. I'm tempted to go for one myself, actually, but I don't think I've got the physique to carry it off, but we'll see. I think I might go for it.
Well, for some reason, I just could not let that go. I saw it. My reaction was immediate. I was like, no, Mr. Lord, I have that very sweater in my closet. I've had it for about a week now. I love it. You most definitely can and should go for it. In fact, I find that it flatters a large frame very well. So, Mr. Lord, you're in fact one of the reasons that the Bond XXL was born in the first place. You, sir, I owe a sincere thank you to. So thank you, Mr. Lord. Now, the second reason I finally got off the sidelines and started producing content instead of simply consuming, I'm going to save that for a little later during a brief thank you section. But we're also going to have a special guest appearance by someone I think you all know and love toward the end. So I hope you'll stick with me for that as well. And now, finally, if you're still here, and I hope you are, it's time for the star of the show, the N.Peal Commando Sweater from No Time to Die. Now, I confess that I've previously obviously opened this box, so it's not really a true unboxing video per se, but I wanted to give you a little bit of the experience of what I had when I opened it myself, so you could see a little bit of the wonderful packaging that the team at N.Peal provides. Now, the first thing you notice once the outer shipping box is opened and the top is peeled back is this matte black box. It's very classy. It's matte black box finished with, as you can see, the N.Peal logo, established 1936. It's got the N.Peal name. And then down below that, that special 007 gun logo. It's all in this beautiful silver printing, like an embossing. I guess it actually is an embossing. The look and feel, it just really pops. I got to share with you that me opening the box, seeing that 007 gun logo, it takes me back to that 12-year-old kid again. Heck, I remember tracing that logo in grade school, wanting to replicate that. So I got to say, these Bond brands, if they do it right, and N.Peal most definitely does, it's not just about how the garment looks. It's not just about the quality or even how it feels on. All those are very important, obviously, but equally important is how it makes us feel. It's capturing this feeling in ourselves that matters. It makes all that so extra special. The attention to detail, the quality of the product, the customer service, and yes, the look and feel, it all comes together to give us these unforgettable and lasting Bond moments. Now the box itself, it came wrapped in a beautiful black ribbon as well, but unfortunately I couldn't replicate it and put that back on so that you could see it the way it came in. But it was nicely done, obviously. Now moving on and opening the box itself. We're greeted with more 007 branding. Look at this. Can you see this paper? I hope you can get in with the camera close enough to see. This paper is actually adorned with the 007 logo as well. Hope the camera can pick that up because it's neat, frankly. And it's, again, attention to detail. The tissue paper wrapping the garment, it's held together by this black sticker with, again, the 007 gun logo in the silver. And you know, I gotta say, I just love this silver and black look together. It's just very classy. So before I even get to the garment itself, I find myself impressed. I find myself, dare I say, a bit giddy. Really. So now let's take the sweater out of the box and have an up-close and personal look at it together. You know, the first thing that really jumps out at you is the color. It's a very nice, deep, dark, vivid blue. I don't know if it's as dark maybe as a traditional navy blue that I'm used to, but it's just a luxurious, deep, vivid blue, and it's very pretty. The next thing that jumps out are these canvas patches. It's got these large canvas patches at the shoulders. See the large canvas patches at the shoulders and also at the elbows. And that really adds to this military commando aspect of the sweater. Now the sweater itself, you can see, is a heavily constructed out of a rib styling, if you will. It's constructed with a ribbing, a heavy ribbing. And it's 90% superfine merino wool and 10% cashmere. Now I confess that at first I was a bit disappointed to learn that this sweater was not going to be 100% cashmere. But that was before I purchased this garment and had it in hand. Once I had it in hand, I was glad that it was primarily wool because frankly, it's more in keeping with the military commando nature of the sweater. And frankly, I'd wager it'd be a little more durable. However, as this is N.Peal, I am happy that they decided to construct with 10% cashmere because in my opinion, N.Peal cashmere is second to none. Now if we can zoom in on the sleeves at the cuff, you'll notice that the sleeve of the cuff, it has that same canvas that you see at the elbows and the shoulders of the sweater. Not only does it look fantastic, and it does, but it also should increase the durability at a spot in a garment that's one of the first areas to show wear, and that is around the cuff of a sleeve. The attention to detail. And now, I'm going to put the sweater on and let you see how it looks on me. We're going to talk about the fit, the sizing, etc. And then I want to talk about one of the most controversial aspects of this sweater, at least to me. That's the boat neck. So here we are. As I said, I'm about 5 feet 10 inches tall, 236 pounds as of weighing this morning, with a size 40 to 42 inch waist. And this sweater is a size extra large. Originally I ordered a double XL, but I exchanged it for this smaller, a little more form-fitting size. And that is one thing I will caution us larger folks to think about. Often the tendency is for us to buy really large garments to cover ourselves in the hopes that we can hide some of our size a bit. However, this rarely, if ever, really works, and frequently, frankly, makes us look bigger oftentimes, and worse, a bit sloppy. Now this garment may currently fit me a tad more snugly than many of you may prefer, and that's certainly your personal decision. My 57-year-old body does indeed have some extra bulges at places, but I've earned them, and I am working on them. Again, hashtag Bond25 Fitness Challenge. But I still want a garment that's not baggy. I can't stand a baggy garment for me. So this fit is kind of what I wanted. It's kind of a trade-off, I guess. It may be a little bit snugger than most of you would prefer, or some of you would prefer. But this is it on me in all its glory, in the size extra large that I prefer to wear. And I will say it really does feel fantastic. That 10% cashmere they added, it adds a luxuriousness to it that maybe otherwise have been missing. This is a true quality garment. You can tell that immediately. In fact, I'm sure that much like my Barber Skyfall jacket and such other items, I'll be able to pass this down to my son one day. But now, about that boat neck, I told you we needed to talk about it. About that boat neck. We at Bond 00XL, we're always going to be real with you. We're going to be honest with you. So I have to confess that when I first saw the neckline of this sweater, I didn't think I liked it at all very much. In fact, immediately when I saw it, I was like, thanks, but no thanks. Nope, not for me. Of course, like another item from No Time to Die, the Omega No Time to Die watch, said the same thing about that, and you see how that worked out. I've had it for about 3 months now, and it's hardly left my wrist during that period of time. So much like the Omega, over time, seeing the N.Peal sweater more and more, my stance softened a bit on it. So I decided, you know what, well, with N.Peal's noted customer service, they're offering free shipping and free returns. I'll get it in, I'll try it on, confirm that this isn't for me, and just send it back to them with a thanks, but no thanks. Well, now I've already described to you my initial reaction to opening the boxes, and that's real, my friends. I tell you, this was my first ever N.Peal purchase. And as you know, I was very impressed with the packaging and could immediately tell the quality. Still, this boat neck. But then I tried it on. I loved it at once. I was surprised. But I thought that the boat neck actually somehow helped flatter my larger frame somehow. Maybe accentuated shoulders that had once been athletic in the past. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I just knew that right away I had found and purchased my first ever N.Peal garment, that it was not going back. Well, of course, other than the size exchange we've already talked about. So, guys, this is it in all its glory. I'm going to show you from the front, range of motion. I'm going to show you from the side and from the back. This is how the garment looks on me, an extra large with my size. As of filming in January, early January here in North Carolina, it's been a bit too warm to wear this sweater much out in the wild. I'm looking forward to doing so. I wore it the other day with a pair of khakis and I thought it looked fantastic. I'll probably wear it sans assault pants, but it does. It looks good with khakis, with chinos, a pair of jeans, a pair of slacks even. But what are your thoughts? I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. You know, I really hope this video has been beneficial to you and you found it enjoyable as well. And Mr. Lord, I hope that you have already gone for it, or if not, that you soon will. And I'm confident that this sweater will make you look fantastic and it will look great on you. And if you do, please send us a picture at BondXL. I'd love to use it and post it on my Instagram account with your permission. Now, in talking about the way the sweater fits and looks and what it goes with, you know, a friend of ours from the Bond's apartment, Luke, he did a video recently on YouTube, and I asked you to go check that out too, because he talks about 5 or 6 different ways to wear the garment, not focusing on the trousers or the pants, but what to wear up top with it. It's a fun little video. Check that out when you get a chance. No, don't leave now. Check it out after you finish this video. We're getting close. Bear with me. I'm getting ready to hear from our special guest star here in a few minutes too. So stick around while I give a couple of well-deserved thank yous and then the surprise guest appearance that I've talked about. First of all, thank you to my wonderful, long-suffering wife. Thank you to Mr. Mike Lord of the Burlington Arcade. Without you, I probably would not have started this channel in the first place. Thank you to David Zaretsky for all you've done and continue to do for the Bond community. You know, I don't think anybody understands and appreciates how much time you devote to this. To Lorenzo of Omega Bond Watches. This is the gentleman that really nudged me and pushed me and encouraged me to get off the sidelines and into the game and to produce. Not to just consume, but produce and contribute content. And he said to do it for the right reason. He said to do it to have fun. And Lorenzo, you're 100% right, and I am having fun. So thank you. To all you content creators and content consumers out there in this community, thank you for what you do. And finally, for all the fantastic Bond brands out there that really get it, like N.Peal, thank you. And now, as promised, a very brief appearance by a special guest star. No, not Doo-Doo. Cue David.
Hey, Bond XXL. Bond XXL, go follow this guy. He's got a new Instagram, and, you know, he's fantastic because he says, you know what, not everybody's got Daniel Craig's body. And, you know, people are working on health, right? Health. But health doesn't mean that you're built like that. So he talks about, you know, guys that are a little bit larger and that they can get the Bond look. So he's doing a great job. Go follow him, Bond XXL. Follow him, follow him, follow him.
Thank you for that, David. I appreciate the shout out. I really do. You know, I probably haven't watched that over 2,000 to 3,000 times, but that was very encouraging for me, someone getting started, for you to take the time to even mention me like that. I appreciate that very much. So I want all you to know that I intend on continuing to do videos that you want to see. This is Bond 00XL, but it's not just my channel, this is your channel. I want to produce content that you want to see, something that you will hopefully find enjoyable, informative, and even fun. So reach out to me. Keep in mind, though, that Bond 00XL is not just for us larger frame folks. It's for everyone in this wonderful community. All of us are welcome. Anyone who appreciates the Bond lifestyle and sartorial offerings that are associated with that. Finally, please consider subscribing to this channel and following us, Bond 00XL, on Instagram. Invite your friends and family to do the same as we follow our mission to have fun, to offer content focusing on the Bond lifestyle and fashion, and to have fun because, well, it should be. Bond 00XL will return.